Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape from the world of geeks, nerds, and a whole bunch of infinite loops of Star-Lord going to fuck yourself. Sorry, getting too far ahead. I'm getting too far ahead.
Too far ahead.
Guys, it's been a long time. I haven't seen your faces in so long. Please introduce yourself. Who's going first? Tank?
So we're using made-up name now? Okay, well, I'm the Cape Critic.
Oh, okay. Naru?
Hello, morons.
Brandon?
Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
Boom. Alright, guys. If you can't understand what's going on right now, the Nerds from Work, this is the first time since...
A month?
No. Well, yeah, it's the
Longer
first
than
time
that.
that all four of us have been together in a long time. But
And-
I was going to say, this is the first time since, like, Blade Runner 2049 that we've all gone to see a movie.
Tell you that, but I never saw that.
No, Brandon never saw that one.
I was about to say.
Did we all see
damn.
Justice League?
I saw it on the flight.
Yes.
I actually saw it on my flight. So-
I think we all saw Justice League.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, we all saw it
Okay,
Did
so
we?
that was probably
Okay,
the
of
last
course.
one.
Okay, so last one we all saw was Justice League.
at the same time.
You're right.
Star Wars.
Yeah, before the same show.
Oh, Star
No,
Wars,
no.
yeah.
The last one we went to see was
Yeah.
that. Yeah. All right.
That's sad. That
Awesome.
is sad.
Leading into it, who else was acting like an idiot during trailers?
Me.
Define acting like an idiot.
Sitting like this at the movie theater.
I literally had my fingers in my ears and my eyes closed and humming and making noises.
Oh,
Okay.
man. I was doing everything to avoid
They
trailers,
had-
man.
I didn't
A Han
avoid
Solo
shit.
movie. Wait,
I didn't even
Brandon.
try.
You saw the Han Solo trailer.
I watched all of them.
Oh, you're talking about at the Infinity... I thought you meant the Infinity War trailers.
No.
Oh, you mean during this movie?
Yes.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
didn't
I
care
saw
for
it.
this movie,
That's fine.
Well, I think that we've all successfully avoided Infinity Wars trailers.
Pretty much.
I saw the very,
for the
very
most-
first one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched the first
so-
hype trailer for that one, but
Yeah.
So we all went into this movie pretty much on the same page. Like, hey, it's a movie with all heroes. Now, if
That's
you
all.
if you have not seen our prequel, our hopes and wishes for Infinity War, that'll be in the description below. Tank, hook that up.
oh, shit. Okay.
Watch that movie because I can almost it was like Kevin Feige had watched our show and then said, "Hey, Nerds from Work, go fuck yourself." Like, what the fuck? That movie was ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, it was great.
So hang on. So Jason didn't say it. I will. Spoiler. There is going to be no non-spoiler part of this episode. We are going to spoil the shit out of this movie. If you have not seen Infinity War, turn us off. Go see that movie and come back. Because otherwise, you are going to be really mad if you try and watch us first. You have been
hey,
warned.
and you can listen to the pre-show that's out yesterday while you go see this movie.
There you go.
It's a
then come
weird
back.
time loop
Yeah, it's
you just
weird.
did there.
Bro,
Go see the pre-show before you go watch the movie, then come see us.
Dude, did you not see this up here? Got that fucking time stone, bro. Listen to this
scary.
show, looping through time. All right, so we start the movie off, and we're on a ship. I'm guessing Thor Ragnarok, which I still haven't seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Aftermath.
it's the end
What?
of Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, the end of Thor Ragnarok. I mean, I picked that much up.
Right.
It's end of Thor Ragnarok. It was so ridiculous. Like, it had my mouth drop within the first 10 minutes. Fucking crushed.
Heimdall. Well, Heimdall first,
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
fucking Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad because I love Idris Elba.
Oh,
Before
dude.
before you even get into that, let's start off with the fact that there were some characters that you thought you'd see, and you can't tell right now if they were killed or not killed. Like, are they there? Are they dead in the ship, or did they make it off the ship?
You talking like Valkyrie?
Hmm.
I'm talking like Valkyrie, Korg, you know?
No one made it off that fucking ship except Thor.
Somebody made it off.
Thor stated, he said, half of my people were killed by them.
Yeah.
So not everybody died on the ship in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Everybody escaped on the spaceship, so something happened to half the people.
Right.
But
and then something happened to half of those people.
Yeah. Which was another thing that I was thinking about.
Yeah, we've got to get into that later because my mind is fucking blown and I just keep digging that rabbit hole.
Oh, Jesus.
And like everything is fucked up for me. I haven't been able to sleep in days. Like my mind's fucked up, bro. So, okay, so, you know, all that shit happens. They crush Loki's throat. Loki dies. Did not see that one coming. I will admit, I did not see that coming. And Tank and I were talking. What?
Even up to when it actually happened, like right before it happened.
When he pulled the dagger, I knew that something was going to happen, but I thought that the Hulk, Loki, and Thor were going to get transported out.
Right.
Yeah, I thought all three of them were going to make it out.
Right.
Did not happen that way.
No.
No.
Thor's stuck. Loki gets killed, and the Hulk gets transported out.
Did anybody else feel like, wait, what? Heimdall can activate the Bifrost from anywhere? I had no idea he could do that.
That dude's crazy powerful.
Let's take it another step back. Who enjoyed that fight scene between the Hulk and Thanos?
Yo, when the Hulk got his ass handed to him?
I hate
shit.
Yeah, that was
that fight was terrible.
So Thanos let him hit him, and he was like, all right, let's do this.
He's like, no, boom, let him have his fun.
Boom. Oh my god.
The thing about that
So
fight
good.
for me is, first of all, that fight probably describes what I expected Superman versus Zod in Man of Steel to be like. The case of a guy who is untrained but super powerful versus a guy who is very skilled and equally powerful.
Right.
God.
Because, man, that was... In Nigeria, we call that a brushing. Like, that was
yeah.
He brushed this guy.
Here in the South, we call that an ass whoop.
Yeah, straight ass whooping.
That was a straight ass brushing. Right.
Like, that set the tone for the movie. I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then Loki got crushed, keeping our promise of like, hey, no one is safe. And
somebody dies in the first 5 minutes.
Do you think he's actually dead?
Oh yeah, he's fucking dead.
He's dead.
I think
Can he come back? Yes, but is he dead? Yes.
Because I think it's more of like a plan. I don't know if it's planned that he planned to die, or if he made a plan to where he will be able to be alive in the next one. But the way he points out that he's the god of mischief, smiles at Thor, pulls the dagger, then dies. Then it's brought up again later where Thor says, no, my brother died for real this time. Like, they kept bringing it up.
Yeah.
Of like, no, he's actually dead. Like, trying to like throw it in your face. I'm like, there are a few things where it's like, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to cover their tracks too much. Whereas like Idris Elba when he died, like no one else brought that back up. Like that dude is dead.
Yeah. Which was a crazy good death scene, by the
have
way.
to like keep bringing it up if someone's like actually dead. You know.
I'm going to preface everything else we're going to talk about by saying, never have I wanted it to be next year so much.
Oh,
gosh, right?
No idea. I'm like, how am I going to last a year? I thought it was
I don't know.
Game of Thrones. This is terrible.
This is bad. This is bad. Like, we left the theater and Kelsey was like, that's it? And I was like, no, there's a second one. And she was like this fall or like...
So, like, that's a conversation we can have in an hour later, is why did they rename the movies? They should have just left it part 1 and part 2. I don't understand.
Well, you know how it is. Typically.
Technically, the war is over.
I mean, I guess.
True.
He won.
Yeah, shit.
That's actually a very good point, that the war ends.
Let's back it back up.
Yeah.
So, okay. He gets his... he gets the Tesseract, right?
Yep.
Which holds the Space Stone. So then, now he's sent all of his people to go gather the other stones, right, from Earth, and he was going to nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he went nowhere. So we'll go to Earth, and Doctor Strange meets up. Well, the Hulk
The
gets
Hulk
sent to
straight
Doctor
crashes.
Strange.
Yep.
Now the Hulk meets Doctor Strange
And Wong.
and Wong. Yeah,
Let's back
Wong
that
is
up.
awesome.
The Hulk does not meet anybody. The
He
Hulk
straight
doesn't
crashes.
the Hulk does not want to meet
Yeah, the
anybody.
Hulk's
ever
like
again.
out of the rest of it.
Yeah, that was so weird.
So no, I think it's because like I don't know, but that ass whooping that
Yo,
he got
I think it fucked
doesn't
him up.
want to like it's like a mental block or
Yeah.
like he doesn't
Think about it
I
this
think
way.
it was because the Hulk is embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it this way.
Like-
Have you seen when a kid gets beat up? Don't
Yep.
forget, in Thor
I'm the only one
Ragnarok,
without kids.
if you saw Thor Ragnarok, like you never grew up. If you've seen Thor Ragnarok, you'll see that they probably did more to show the Hulk's mentality than in any other movie they've done so far.
Yeah.
And you can see the guy is basically a great big kid.
Yeah.
Like this big kid who's a rage monster. Even his rage is a childlike rage. He's like, I'm angry. So in this movie, the kid gets beat up and he's like, what?
I ain't coming back out.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
The kid who's the
I think
big
it was
childish
an
bully.
embarrassed. It's an embarrassed
Like,
thing.
I want none of this. Like, no.
Yeah, which
Dude, he said no 5 or 6 times. Like, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. I kept thinking he was going to switch and come out. Nope.
so
Oh, and they
okay. So from there we get to see Iron Man,
Mhm.
Doctor Strange, and Wong fight Squidward.
Squidward.
And
Which
Hulk too.
Well, Banner's like
the Hulk
there.
was
He doesn't
there.
do
Banner
anything.
was there, but
No,
He's-
the
listen,
other
he was being
dude,
a
it
bitch.
wasn't just against Squidward. There's that huge.
And by the way-
Oh, yeah, that-
hammer.
that-
Shout out to the Russos. That was a beautiful sequence. That whole fight
gosh, that
in
fight
New
was
York
good.
was beautiful to watch.
That was a hallway. That was a hallway fight. That was
Yeah.
a hallway fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That
Can we-
was.
That was
And
good. That
can
was
we talk for a second on like the freaking Peter was literally just like, Ned, I need a distraction, and he like didn't think about it, didn't ask why, didn't ask what was going on, immediately jumped into action. I'm like, hell yeah, that is the sidekick we all need.
That is
dude-
the manager. Question: do you think he was actually trying to do that? I think he was.
didn't try
He
to
wasn't
do
trying.
that.
He was legitimately freaking
said-
out. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we're gonna die.
Yeah, that was the funny.
I need a
part. It's like, he
distraction.
didn't-
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Yeah, he didn't even listen to what Peter was saying.
Yeah.
He was like, "I need a
Oh,
distraction."
okay, see,
Oh
I
my
didn't-
god, we're all gonna die! Like,
I didn't even catch it that way, but okay.
Yeah, they're all looking at the spaceship. That guy is awesome.
Yes.
But yeah,
That was-
then Spider-Man joins the fight.
Saw
and-
Spidey sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
We finally see the Spidey
Everyone.
sense.
Yep.
Which
Spidey
I'm going to
sense
bring
was
back
tight.
up at the end of this, so when we get to the end of the movie.
Okay, cool. Spidey sense was tight, and so from that fight, we'll try to contain each fight because they kind of broke the movie up a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll try to contain each fight. That fight, Squidward ends up going up into space,
In his donut.
taking Doctor Strange and the
I
stone.
think he took out relatively easily.
What's that?
I think Squidward took Strange out pretty quickly. Like it was like
That. So Squidward, because we call him that for lack of a better name.
Yeah, that's his name.
hey, that's what he was named in the movie.
Squidward was so, like, of all the villains in that movie, even Thanos, Squidward was the most interesting to me. Like,
Yeah.
the needles and like, oh, this
you mean-
is, you know,
you mean
this
his
kind
power
of
set?
surgery, blah, 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 blah. His power set and his mindset, like,
Huh.
where his mind was, he
Okay.
was surgically hurting Doctor Strange, not to kill him. He was a psycho.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was like, I know how to put these into you. They're gonna hurt. You're gonna scream, but it's not gonna kill you.
yeah.
Like, I don't have, you know, it's not
I
gonna
think
kill you,
the-
but I'm gonna get that stone.
I think the biggest reason why they took Doctor Strange so easily in terms of like the writer's perspective is to show how easily Squidward could take over anybody without proper planning. And then that's what defeated him, is they set up a plan and that's how they defeated him. So I think
Yeah.
it was like trying to like kind of foreshadow like, oh look, all these people are strong, but without a plan, they all get wrecked. So like make a fucking plan. And throughout the movie, people started planning more and more and more and more as little teams
Yeah,
of Avengers.
That's,
That's a good point.
I think it was like a a way to like show progression throughout
Yeah.
the movie of Avengers, and then gathering more and more and more throughout the movie and how they're interacting.
And that'll
every
carry
time-
on into the second part. Obviously.
Yeah, every fight began with like kind of or every interaction began with like a not very well planned action, and then it followed by a semi-successful planned action or whatever,
Yeah.
and then small things like came into the mix. But yeah, I think that's probably why they took even though Doctor Strange is like one of the most powerful people
Right.
around.
In the MCU, yeah.
Yeah, like that's why they were able to take him. But this movie made me love Doctor Strange so much more.
Oh,
Yeah, he's good. Doctor
He's
Strange
very
is awesome. But also in this scene, we
Cumbersnatch.
get the Iron Spider.
Yo, that suit was
Fucking
dope.
I exploded. Like when I
New
and
pair of pants exploded.
I knew it was going to be the Iron Spider, right? I think everybody knew he was going to get the Iron Spider suit.
Right.
Like just from posters, from it being in the Spider-Man movie, it's like, oh, in Infinity War, he's going to get this suit. But it never once showed the legs pop out. When
Yeah.
the legs popped out, I flipped my shit in the theater. I was like, ah! Every single time I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I didn't think they were going to have the legs in the suit. And
And
I'm so excited.
and those legs, it wasn't just there. Like
No.
they weren't just hanging off. They came out when he needed them.
Right.
Mhm.
And then went
And
back.
and the way that they utilized those legs, like I wouldn't even think of that. Like
Right.
at the end where they roll around him
Yeah.
and he
It's a
rolls.
protective shell, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a protective rolling shell.
Right.
Yeah, that was sick. So
Yeah.
like hats off. Hats off. to
Yeah.
you, sir.
They definitely like another thing was the dynamic. Again, they are so good in writing dialogue for these guys in terms of the dialogue explains a few things about what's happening, but also keeps the humor going and also moves everything along. The dynamic between Doctor Strange, between Tony was really great. The dynamic
God, that was
between
good.
dynamic between Tony and Spider-Man was also great. You know,
I would say
that's great. Now,
the Doctor Strange Iron Man dialogue is right up there with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really good.
yeah.
It was good.
Like you can tell, I'm not supposed to like you. I really don't like you, but we're so alike. We just can't like each other.
Exactly. That's the thing,
Right.
right? They're
You
both
know?
so like such alpha males that like they're so used to being in charge of their own destiny.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was
and they take shit from nobody. So
exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're both Playboy like millionaires.
Oh, like billionaire.
No, back it up.
Not
Well,
anymore.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor
isn't
Strange is
anymore.
broke as hell. Like they were literally counting how much do you have? I mean, coins.
No, he is now, but he still has that arrogant.
Right.
Yeah, he has
You
lived
know.
that life before.
Yeah.
By the way, am I the only one that thinks Wong, dude?
I like Wong in the Doctor Strange movie, dude. I thought he was
Wong
dope.
is cool as shit.
Wong is like, okay, Doctor Strange is gone. You guys don't know what's up. I'm gonna go back to get my I'm going back to the
He
office.
has
I'm
to
going back to
protect the sanctum.
Yeah.
I'm
like-
just saying, what's
But,
the
yeah,
point of
that's-
protecting a sanctum if the world goes to like the
Well,
dude?
because
He just
the
threw up a
sanctum-
circle and walked away, and that's it. Like I'm done.
But the
Catch you
sanctum
later.
is like not just Earth, right? Tank, you're the Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not just Earth. It's like Earth. It's the portal to like a lot of different things, but you have to protect that, right?
Right.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a portal. Not that there could be
There's
other
several
portals,
sanctums.
but-
They lost 4 of them before. There was 3 of them in the
Yeah.
last movie. Yeah.
Huh.
The point is, I'm just like Wong is like, bye y'all.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys later.
Like,
Whatever.
I'm only contractually obligated for 1 day of shooting, so I'm gonna go
Thank
back to
you.
my spot.
Yeah.
Still make more money
You
than
know?
any of us do.
Yeah.
in one
Right.
day,
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Just from
Fuck
that
yeah.
one part, which
Scene.
he was in the end.
Oh
too, but still.
man.
All right. So
All right,
let's go
next
from Earth.
fight.
Yeah, let's go to nowhere.
To space. Well, because first, before we get to nowhere,
You gotta go to
freaking,
space.
they had to
We have to
throw
go to
the
space,
wipers
you're right.
up on the spaceship. Like, oh, get it off.
Yeah. So
Yeah, fucking
the
Thor.
Guardians of the Galaxy meet Thor.
Right.
That was awesome.
That was
awesome.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna dive too much into that because this movie has so much shit.
But the dialogue there was great.
The dialogue was so good, and the chemistry between Star-Lord and Thor was awesome.
I saw the meme where it's like, I love how Chris Hemsworth even makes other Chris's feel insecure. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't seen that
one. Don't touch his muscles.
Yeah.
Don't be rubbing on him.
What is it? He looks like a baby. Well, he looks like an angel and what made a baby?
Like an angel and a pirate.
Angel and a pirate.
Oh, and a pirate.
Yeah. An angel and a pirate made a baby.
His muscles feel like they're made of Tandorian steel. Don't be rubbing on his muscles.
Now, I have a question for you guys.
You're one sandwich away from being fat. What? I'm not fat.
This is the part where I'm like, how much of that was written into the movie because
Chris Pratt used to be huge?
No, because Chris Pratt literally even in this movie was still chubby. Was like doughy. Like, dude, how much of this was built into it because he clearly couldn't maintain that super Star-Lord physique from way back, and how much of it was actually written in, and then he decided, he was required not to get as ripped. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't think that.
Which came first, chicken or the egg?
I don't think that's it. I think it was just because if you look at all of Chris Pratt's movies, this is the only one where he's looking chubby. Yeah. Because Jurassic Park or Jurassic whatever the fuck you want to call it now has another movie coming out.
Which looks just as dumb as the first one.
Well, it does look just as dumb. I'm not going to go see it, but
I'm definitely going to go see it.
Thank you. I'm definitely going to see it. I don't have to pay for it.
If I get Movie Pass like Naru, then yeah, I'll go see it. But he's ripped in that one too. So I think this was a play on the writers wrote it that way.
Okay.
He got that way. Because
chicken before the egg.
yeah. I think the writers wrote it in and gave him a little bit of leeway for a couple months right before Jurassic World. So.
Yeah.
They meet him. That interaction is by far, like, I love the pairings that they do for this movie. Like, oh, you're going to be with him, you're going to be with him. It was awesome. But
you're obviously the captain of this ship.
Yeah, right?
You're obviously the smart one, Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm going to hang out with my friend Rabbit.
Yeah, the pairings were always, like, two people who are very similar. Just so they could clash to have, like, comedic relief.
Right.
Yeah.
Release of comedians. They just fired all of them.
That scene ends with Rocket and Groot and Thor leaving to go to
the Forge.
The Forge, and the rest of the Guardians going nowhere.
Yeah.
To try and stop Thanos from getting a stone. So the other Guardians end up going nowhere. Then they catch Thanos, right? What did you guys think about they catch Thanos?
Yo,
what did you think about this
when
scene?
She stabs him in the throat? I was like, "There's no way." I'm waiting for and honestly, almost the whole movie, I was kind of every scene. I just kept waiting for the other shoe to drop until the fucking credits rolled, and there was no other shoe, and I was fucking pissed. And we'll get to that at the end.
Right.
So when she stabbed him, I was like, "What's going on?" That
whole sequence where they're supposedly getting the jump on Thanos, I'm like, there's no way these guys actually
something's off.
How is that possible? They're literally scurrying around making some noise. He must definitely there's no two ways about it. He must definitely know something's going on. But the next thing that happens is boom, she stabs him. I'm like, yeah, reality stone. He already got it.
There's something right. There's something we're missing.
So at that scene, I didn't really know what was going on, right? I was like, okay, there's no fucking way that Drax is this close. These people are this close. Like, I've been in this proximity. You cannot be talking like that, right? Then my mind checks in, and it's like, Jason, calm down. You're honestly watching a movie about people with green skin and a raccoon, and you're trying to add in physics and real things.
Thanos would have the hearing of I don't even know what.
When he got stabbed in the throat, right? Gamora stabs him in the throat. I'm like, okay. I thought in my mind thought that happened, but I thought Thanos let it happen because he can reverse it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I was like, okay, he did this because he's not going to die, obviously, but he has a way to reverse it, and he was testing Gamora.
Right.
And then come to find out, he reversed it wilder than anything I could have ever imagined.
Right.
He didn't have the time stone at that point, did
No,
he?
it was the
Yeah,
reality.
it wasn't so much.
reality.
He pretty
the
much
reality.
bent reality to begin with. That's what they were trying to
he
show.
knew-
Like,
so
he already
they
knew they
were
were
never
there.
hiding.
He set everything up just to. Yeah, he already had the stone.
He didn't
Because the
have
whole
to
thing,
hear
they
anything.
show up when he's
Gosh.
supposedly interrogating. By the
Collector.
way, am I the only one that feels like the movies are really, really depowering the Eternals?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care, but it's still like, come on. Like, these guys are the Eternals. Come on. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, if you see his brother, the exact same thing happens to him in Thor Ragnarok. He's not powerful at all. I see no power. I'm like,
Well, maybe in the MCU they hold a different power level.
Yeah.
zero?
You have to remember
Just saying.
going into any of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all different. Like,
Well, it is.
everything
Yeah.
is different, and we can't always take, okay, this happened in the comics, so it's definitely going to happen here. This is their power set in the comics, so it's definitely going to be that here. Deadpool, X-Men, Wolverine origin.
And then
Take that
we
for
don't
granted.
we don't speak of that movie.
Deadpool speaks
So-
of that movie.
Yeah, I can speak of that fucking movie.
Deadpool has the
So-
action figure from that movie.
yeah. Watched that on
So-
the plane on the way back.
Nice.
I thought that scene was good. Then Thor and Rocket and Groot end up going to the Forge, and they
Where they
make it
turned
there.
a small man very large.
Gosh, that was awesome. That's so good.
Can we talk
I
about
love
something
it.
else before we even jump into that?
Yes.
There's
yes.
there's a contrast between how Gamora says you're gonna have to kill me. Don't let Thanos get me. And then later on in the movie, somebody else says you're gonna have to kill me. To protect it. Basically, kill me to protect the stone. Hard choices that they all have to make. Gamora's like, you got to do it, and in that case, each of them, it takes them a long time to cut their minds to do it, but it ultimately ends up futile
But
anyway.
it doesn't matter at that point. I think that was showing.
in both scenarios.
Right.
Yeah.
In both scenarios, Thanos controlled it.
Man, did he ever
but-
control it in this?
But he let them make that decision.
Bubbles.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Because
he let
even
them
though it
make
turns back time, in their mind they still had to kill
Yeah,
that person.
she
it's,
definitely killed him, and Peter
And
definitely killed her.
Star-Lord pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He did.
Like, he aimed that weapon right at Gamora and pulled the trigger. Now,
Bubbles.
just take that for a second. Imagine you have to point a weapon at the person that you care about most.
That's so insane.
You go through with the action, but then somebody else ends up killing them anyway, and you have no control over it. You are powerless.
Yeah.
But you had to pull the trigger. You had to make that choice in your mind.
That's
Like,
And you have to live with knowing the fact that you would have killed that person.
yeah.
It did, in Scarlet's,
Yeah,
she
did kill him.
Yeah, she absolutely killed him.
Yeah.
Brutally too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so, like, when you break it down like that, Thanos let them make that decision.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause he
Thanos
could've-
isn't just
Thanos definitely let Star-Lord make the decision.
Yeah,
Like, he
he's
literally
rough.
pushed him into it. Come on. Come on.
Thanos is
Come on.
rough, but he's also like smart as shit. He knows
Oh, yeah.
that like to win a war, it's not just I can punch everybody in the face and shoot people and stuff.
Now-
It's I can play this psychological game that's gonna, win miles and miles over, which is what saved him later on.
Yeah. But also, like, as fucked up as it is, Thanos' idea for basically genocide, like, in his mind, just like all villains, except
about
the
to say.
Joker,
Right.
it was
Carnage.
like, it was just, that's what he saw to fix the world.
Right.
And
In his
the
mind,
worlds
he's the good guy.
Yeah, in the worlds that he's already gone through, it did save those planets. by killing half of everyone, the
Right.
other half got to live. And there was no like rhyme or reason to it. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, so he let Star-Lord make the decision to kill Gamora. Ends up coming out Bubbles, knocks away Star-Lord, disappears with Gamora. So
that's one of those retcons that makes sense. Where they
Yeah.
retcon his motivation, and it makes sense for the movie.
yeah, it was that. I think like now that we break it down, that shows a huge step for Thanos. Like that shows he's extremely calculated in what he's doing.
Yeah. Thanos
Like-
is smart as shit.
Yeah. So we'll step back from there and we'll go to Scarlet Witch and Vision. Who have now-
Da-da-da-da-da.
they've escaped to what, like Paris? Yeah, Paris. That was the Louvre, right?
No,
Weren't they like Belgium
Something,
or
whatever.
something?
yeah, I don't think it was Paris. It was
Wherever.
somewhere small.
They're somewhere with glass ceilings because them bitches went through that shit.
Yeah.
It was
They end up
Paris.
because
And French-speaking people.
yeah. What's
Dude.
his name? Shit. Vision has the time the
He
not
has
time
the
stone.
Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Right, yeah.
So he's got the Mind Stone, and a huge fight scene breaks out where two more of Thanos' goons are trying to get the stone. Vision is basically a limp bitch at this
Yeah,
point in the movie.
Yo, he gets fucking rocked.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets like stabbed straight through his shit. And
Yeah.
Like-
oh yeah, that's why he's a limp bitch.
That's
Well,
the point.
he got
From the
stabbed
first
straight through
attack,
his
whatever they did to him from that first attack, he couldn't phase. Like he's
Well,
like, I
that's-
can't
so
phase.
that's- so
I can't. It's like they just they took him out of
depowered
the
him.
equation.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, right? So the same thing with Doctor Strange. We were just talking. Doctor Strange and Vision are so powerful. If you don't do something like that to him at the very beginning, the whole movie you're gonna be like, well, why doesn't he just like fucking fix it? Like, why doesn't Doctor Strange just turn back time? Like, if they don't do that from like the very beginning, then it kind of like throws off the whole rest of the story.
Yo, when
Yeah,
Vision
probably
got
like both
stuck,
of them.
when Vision got stuck though, like I did not see that because they're like, oh, I love boom, shish
Yeah.
kebab, fucking Deadpool, like just rocked him,
You just
and I
turned
was
that
like,
guy
oh,
into fucking
shit.
shish kebab.
Yeah, they turned Vision into a fucking shish kebab, and that fight scene was sick. But I was so excited
When he catches that fucking spear, bruh.
Yes.
Ah,
Like
I
you
knew
see
it.
the shadow on the other side, and I looked at Kels and I was like, "Oh, Steve Rogers, Steve Rogers," and she was like, "What?" And then he catches the spear, does work.
What?
Cap,
Whip up.
Falcon, Scarlet Witch, or not Scarlet Witch. Well, Scarlet Witch, was
Scarlett
fine, but
Johansson.
Black Widow. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
That was funny.
that shit was sick.
That was a good fight.
So good.
Another thing about that
So
fight
good.
was you can tell that they've been working together as a team for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
I've read one of the prequel comics that shows that they've been going on missions between movies, and you can see that synergy in their fight. The way they fought, it was clearly a team. You know, this was the first time they came as like a group that had a plan
Right.
of attack. Like this is how we do. And it
So
was,
Yeah, they
defend-
mentioned it in the movie too, right?
Oh, okay.
Vision said something like at the end of that. They're like, "Wow, you really have like basically evolved since last time I saw you." And they're like, "Yeah, we haven't been staying at like Holiday Inns or something like that."
Yeah, we
Burn.
Let's say it wasn't Hilton or something like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
basically
It was
alluding to they have no money.
Right.
They're
And
living in the
there's
slums.
some-
They're
and doing
wanted
crazy
criminals.
shit to get through. Yeah.
Yeah, I like. Just talking about it right now. Ugh, give me chills. That
Basically-
scene was sick.
When I saw Captain America, what I was most excited about, like the fight scene, yes, fight scene was super sick. But the biggest thing I was excited about with Cap was the black suit.
Yo,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
where everything was
freaking dope.
blacked out, and I was
It
like,
looked good.
that's fucking tight. Because remember
Yeah,
we had that
the star
action
wasn't
figure
white
of
anymore either.
Of
Yeah.
the black one we were looking.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh shit, this brings me back to my childhood.
He looked really good, and on top of that, he was looking good. The suit, the beard.
do you have something you want to tell us?
He was looking good.
Dude, I
What
love.
did you think? What did you think about Thor? Hold on, let's let him You think Thor was looking good?
Dude, Thor was looking gorgeous.
Like you wouldn't pick Thor over if you had the opportunity. You shut your mouth.
For sure.
Oh man. Okay, so
Speaking of Thor, I know we're jumping ahead, but somebody mentioned the beard. I love when they meet up and Thor's like, "Oh, I see you're copying my look with the beard."
Yeah, that was good.
There's so many just like synergies with all the characters. It was great.
All those moments just humanized those guys. Like it really made them feel like real people. Like this is
Can we
what they do.
also point out that Marvel was successful at bringing in millions and millions of people into a movie where DC crashed hard to try to bring 3 people into the same movie with Batman vs Superman.
Just the
Like,
fact
in
that
terms of
Marvel,
balancing all of
man.
the storylines.
Well, it's
and
because
having the
Marvel
people
has
mean
literally
something.
taken 10 years to do it, and DC tried to do it in 2.
Yeah, subconsciously we already have these stories
so
and how
bad.
they would go together.
Yeah,
But still,
Marvel made DC's entire run in 6 days. Like,
it's ridiculous.
wow.
But so we have them meeting up with Vision and Scarlet Witch, and then from there,
They go
after that fight scene, War Machine.
Who?
That
Props to him, man. I was
That's
pretty
awesome,
proud.
dude.
Dude,
yeah.
War Machine kicked ass in this movie. Like
War
he
Machine
was
really
actually
tight.
blowing shit up.
Bruh.
Like,
Yeah.
in the other movies, I was like, okay, War Machine is acting too much like fucking Iron Man. Like, oh, I'm gonna fly around, shoot a couple things. This one, he was like, fucking 20 missiles, just blasting people and shit. And I was like,
Wrecking
this is
shit.
the War Machine from the cartoons. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
This
War
is what
Machine was dope.
ba boom.
War Machine just shoots every missile he has and doesn't take no for an answer.
He
Fucking
blows
shoots
stuff up
everything.
and asks questions later if he ever does ask questions.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, by the way, we kind of skipped on this because I guess this makes sense. When they finally meet Bruce Banner, the whole sequence where they were telling Tony Stark to call Cap, like, hey, make the phone call. Make the phone call. Make the phone call. And he's like, yeah, I got to make a call. And Banner was like, I don't get it. What's happened? It's like, we have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he got shipped out.
Yeah.
He bounced
We don't talk. What doesn't matter who you're talking to, Tony. Thanos is coming.
Yeah.
You know? But that whole sequence where he meets him up.
Tony still had the number.
He had the phone on.
He had the phone.
In a burner phone.
That's the phone he sent him.
Yeah.
That's the same phone Cap sent him.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like he has the phone, he has the number,
and it's
like
charged.
it wasn't like
and it's charged.
and he had it on him.
Yeah,
it's
he knew showing up that they were in some shit, and he wouldn't be able to do it all by himself.
Yeah, so it's not like he is turned away from Cap at this point. That he's just doesn't want to look at that option.
Yeah, he wants to reconcile. He just doesn't want to look like
the weak one.
Yeah,
because in one of the either the end of the movie or post credit scene or something, isn't there a part where he talks to Cap and he knows that he ran away?
Cap leaves him.
Like
Cap sends him a message.
No,
Cap sends him a message.
No, Iron Man is on fucking whatever planet the whole time. Like he never actually meets.
No. He means at the end of Civil War.
End of Civil War.
Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
They don't talk. Cap sends him the phone and a letter or something.
Yeah. It says, like, if you ever need me, I'll come. I'll come running.
Call and I'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like basically.
Yeah, he's not out to get him. They just don't talk to each other. The rest of the world is out to get him.
Well, the biggest thing is that Iron Man is bound by the Sokovia Accords, and Cap is a wanted terrorist.
And
Winter Soldier
he pretty much blows up the Sokovia Accords. Yeah. You guys check that out. War Machine pretty much blows up the Sokovia Accords. Like, yeah, right. Thank you. Excuse me. Just walks right through the holo projection. Like, excuse me, guys. Okay, let's talk. We got some good stuff to take care of.
So that was good.
Awkward.
And then
Banner and
they have to go take out the stone from Vision, but the Hulk can't do it. So, of course, the greatest neurosurgeon in the world in Wakanda can enter Black Panther.
I
have
forever, such a hard. Dude, I have the hardest fan theory about her. Can I say this right now?
Sure.
Go for it.
The best fan theory.
Oh shit! I know what Brandon's gonna say already. Go, Brandon, go.
At some point, Iron Man's gonna die. She's gonna be the next Iron Man.
Oh, I'm so on board with that theory.
Oh, dude, I
She'll
thought
be
you
the
were
new
going
Iron
another
Man
way.
From the
I've
the
heard
new
that
comics.
theory before.
I haven't.
I
don't
can
really
tell
know.
you that it's gonna polarize a lot of people.
I've never heard that theory, but I thought of the theory: what if she took the mantle of the Black Panther?
That's definitely
Never mind.
That should happen.
That's
I'm
later
just
in
saying,
this
like,
show.
she already uses blasters like Iron Man.
Oh, true.
She's
She
as smart as he
already
is.
does. She's smarter than him.
Yeah.
Here's the issue.
reworked
Oh
his
yeah,
work in
because she
Vision.
looked right at Banner and said, "Why didn't you guys do this?" And
Yeah.
he
So
goes,
we didn't think about it. She's like,
we
okay,
didn't think
I'll.
about it.
I think I read
Yeah,
somewhere
true.
that it's in
Damn,
canon.
Brandon.
Kevin Feige was like, she is the smartest person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
She is.
I can see that.
Damn, dude. Brandon,
said that.
Which
you might be
makes
onto
sense
something.
for her to be Iron Man when he dies.
So
in
Iron
I'll say
Infinity
this:
War.
it's definitely going to make sense.
Iron.
The reason why I don't know if they're going to do that is for the simple reason that it's probably going to be more political than anything. Like, okay, this makes sense right now the way we built this universe, but
Oh shit.
we're looking to add more colored people into this whole thing. So why take one person and have that person become
Make
two
them
people?
mold.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's what I was
Nope.
talking about too. Like,
Because
it makes
there's
sense to
already
bring
a
more
black girl who
actresses
does
in
take
there.
that role. Riri, what's her name?
That's
What
what
about-
I'm saying. Riri could be her. That's what I was saying.
What about
Which would be
she
cool.
becomes Iron Man, and then by some weird twist of fate, Michonne becomes the Black Panther.
Me who?
Her name is
leader of the
Michonne
Dora
from The
Milaje?
Walking Dead. Yeah.
I don't think anybody can take them.
Oh,
The
they
night-
don't,
the
they don't
night
have
Guerrero?
any more of the
There are no
purple
flowers.
stuff.
We discussed
who's
this already.
Michonne?
They'll find this. Michonne is the
The bald.
that's her name. That's her name in
Oh,
The
Walking Dead. Okay, Denai. What's her name? Denai.
Yeah, and she's
Denai
a
Guerrero.
badass.
Yeah.
She is
She's a
badass, but yep, that would go totally contrary to everything in Wakanda's culture.
I don't
it has
think-
to be
Well,
somebody with
Wakanda's
acclaim.
about to go under.
It
I
has
don't
to be
think
somebody with
anyone will
acclaim.
pick up- I don't think anyone will pick up the Black Panther mantle just because in one movie they're not gonna find more flowers and do all that. I do all that for
You'd be
Infinity
surprised,
War.
bro. There might be
Okay,
a stash.
let's-
somewhere.
like another.
Let's
movie.
take a step back before we jump into the end of the movie,
Right.
because we're all over this thing and we're so excited.
So we arrive at Wakanda.
Cap gets a shield.
Da-da-da.
This
I hate
Winter
it.
Soldier gets a new arm.
I
Wait,
hated the
wait.
shield.
We have to talk about when they first met. That genuine affection, and when they, hey, how you been, dude? Yeah, I'm great, man. That was
do we
so-
bow? He's like, yeah, he's a king.
Oh god, that's
do
so
it.
good. Why? We don't do that here. What?
And he just he looks at freaking War Machine like, really?
War
You
Machine?
motherfucker.
Oh man, Rhodey
Yeah,
was
bow?
having fun.
I don't know.
Rhodey was taking no prisoners,
Yeah, he's a
man.
Bro, that shit was hilarious.
That was
that's so good.
hilarious. That was hilarious.
Okay, so there
Oh,
we
king.
left them together. Thor goes to the forge.
Yep.
He has lost his hammer, lost his eye, but Rocket gives him a new one.
Out
Which
of,
is tight.
out of his.
Oh, hey! Oh man, almost crashed.
Oh, dude, that was. Oh,
That was so good.
That was so good. It was like
it
probably
was
should've
so
cleaned that
fast.
first. Only way I could sneak it out was hiding it in my.
And it break that
Yeah, and then
that
it
scene went
broke.
so
He's like,
fast. If you
"Whoa."
weren't paying attention, oh my god, it was so funny.
It's so good.
Oh god!
So they
That
go to
was
the forge because they need a god weapon.
And
So,
there is the biggest giant you ever saw.
the largest dwarf.
It's not even.
I'm sorry, dwarf. Yeah, it's the biggest dwarf, a giant dwarf.
Which is great because in everything in history of forever, dwarves were always short.
Right.
Yeah,
They were
It's
never
so
giant.
crazy.
I
I love
bet
the
you All
proportions.
they had to do was tell Peter
It's so
Dinklage, "You're
good.
going to be the biggest guy in this movie," and he goes, "I'm in."
Fuck.
The largest man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm going to be a 20-foot tall giant dwarf. Yep, I'm in. Was
that's
just
so sick.
epic.
And that scene is comical. They get the forge to work.
Okay, can we?
Yo,
Speaking
Thor
of that-
gets a sunburn.
Wait,
power sets. Did you see Thor's power set in that scene?
So I didn't realize he could survive in a vacuum.
Thor?
Yeah.
Dude, he lived in space.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't realize just
a
how
god.
powerful he was. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Oh,
He's a Norse
dude.
god.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't realize just how powerful, even, like, without his hammer, being able to, like, survive in space,
Yeah.
withstand the
Yeah.
whole sun shit. It made him, like...
Asgardians are pretty durable. He is a super durable Asgardian.
He's Odin's son for sure.
He is the
got
Odin's son.
I'd call that like a 2nd degree sunburn.
Yeah, probably.
Do you guys remember from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they met an Asgardian who had been living on Earth for centuries?
Yeah, the old dude.
Yeah. And he's like, they're like, do you know Thor? And he goes, yeah, everybody knows. Of course yeah. Some regular soldier on the field knows Thor, the Odin's son. Come on, give me a break. It's like this guy is Superman even among Asgardians. Like,
Right.
dude, come on.
Yeah,
I thought the whole sunburn part was like forced. I didn't think that was necessary.
Yeah,
I feel like to me, I would have been satisfied with that scene if they just pulled the rings and it came through and it worked.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to like hold it, and because like every space movie, someone's like, "Oh, I'll just stay here and sacrifice myself and just take the blast of whatever the fuck it is." And I'm pretty sure Captain America's done it before.
So
Anyway, I'm pretty sure multiple people.
Stop hating, man.
here's
I
my
got
thing.
how
Right?
powerful he was. And
Who
Yeah, he
else?
is powerful.
Who else went into this movie and every fucking time it was like a balance of a superhero movie, and then for the main heroes it was fucking Final Destination.
Yeah.
Oh, Thor's gonna die. He's not dead. He's gonna die.
Well, that's
This
like
is
I
gonna
said. I
fucking
just kept
kill him.
waiting for the other
Not
shoe
dead.
to drop.
Iron Man's gonna die. He's gonna die. Not dead. Cap's gonna die. Not dead. Like
this is where I
every
think they chickened
single
out.
scene, I'm like, here it is. Here it is. Because we
I
talked
think they
about
chickened
this
out
shit.
there. Yeah, I think they chickened out there because it for me personally, and this is just me, we've already had this discussion about who lives and who dies. And we already know that the rumors have been that the big three, Thor, Cap,
We're gonna
Iron
die.
Man, well, not so much gonna die, but outside of
Those
movies,
were our thoughts.
No, my point is there's been a lot of talk about how they've come to the end of their contract terms.
Right.
So those guys were probably not going to have such major roles going forward. So I honestly thought that they were going to find ways to either kill them or maim them badly enough that they would not be useful for the rest
Yeah,
of the movie.
we
I
all
have a theory about that too. I still stick with what I said.
No, I still think it's going to happen. My point is I think it would have been much more powerful if those guys were the ones who somehow got taken out in this. But at the end of the movie,
Yeah,
all
in
three of
this
them are still okay.
All the originals who don't have
Right.
movies coming out are alive, and everybody.
Okay.
Does have
And
So
everybody who
before,
does
before
is
we get
dead.
to that,
Like-
there's a fight scene. So we've left Wakanda. Thor's got he creates a god weapon at the forge.
Which is fucking dope.
With the help of Groot.
With Groot's
the help
arm.
of
Groot's arm.
That
That's
shit is
so
dope.
Did anybody else think Groot was going to completely sacrifice himself to be the handle?
I did.
No.
At one point, I did. I thought it was gonna be like, I'm like,
No,
no.
when he grabbed
Groot,
that,
back up,
and
Groot.
he held them together, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna cut his arm
Yeah,
off.
until he cut his arm off, I didn't see that.
So then we go from there to Titan, which is where the Guardians go after Gamora's been taken. Oh shit, no, Thanos and Gamora.
Right.
kills them all.
Obviously,
Next.
he kills Gamora to get the Soul Stone.
But
Wait,
before he
Infinity
kills
War.
Gamora,
whoa! Who shows up to lead him to the Soul Stone though?
that
Fucking Red Skull. I did not see.
Oh shit! Yeah,
what's-
that was
nobody
weird.
saw that
Dude,
coming.
and what's funny is on the way to that movie, I was talking. So I went and saw it with my dad, my brother, and my wife, and I was like, "Yo, like Hugo Weaving, I'm pretty sure had like a huge falling out with the
He did.
Marvel Studios," and so I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo."
He did.
I was like, they need to bring back Red Skull, but it'll never happen because he won't come back to play the part. And then fucking Red Skull popped up.
It's a different person though, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was a different actor, but I had no
It was a
idea the
different
character was
actor.
gonna be.
It's one of the guys from Walking Dead. He's a guy who's known for doing voices. So
Oh, okay.
he just
Yeah.
came in.
That's
He just
Just
came
the
and
fact
did
that the
his
character
his
was
Red Skull.
there. I had no.
Yeah.
I
I did
never
not see
imagined
that
it would
No
coming.
one,
At
no
all.
one knew that was there.
Yeah, I was.
I am destined to guide people to it, but never.
Because I can never. Yeah.
Right.
That
But
was
but at that point, everything turns full circle, and Thanos has to make the same decision that he was making other people make. By killing someone
Yeah.
he actually
Oh
cares
shit!
about.
Yeah.
I'll
He
tell you
actually
this
had to pull the
much:
It's a recurring theme.
the moment
Yeah.
where they say, "Hey, you have to give up the thing you love the most," I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then he tosses her, but before he tosses her away, he turns and looks at her, and he's crying. I'm like, "No, you didn't, Marvel. Like, no, you successfully made Thanos weep, and I bought it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all in for this. This is legit."
Yeah.
Wow.
Every time any of those characters were faced with the decision of killing somebody, I was getting choked up. I was like, no, man.
Yeah, it was tough, dude.
The
That movie had
emotional
its choke
beats.
points.
Look, up to that point, I was like, they better find a way to make Thanos a really good villain. That was the moment I said, Marvel, I don't even know what to say. You guys, that's amazing.
He's fully.
They made him human.
They made
good.
they made him a person.
Yeah,
A
that was good.
person. He's not just some ugly force of nature.
Yeah.
Wow.
So after the Soul Stone, they go to Titan, and waiting for him on Titan are Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Guardians, and Iron Man.
Yeah.
The Guardians being
Star-Lord.
Mantis, Star-Lord,
Idiot.
Drax. And that's it. Right? Okay, so this fight scene plays out. And
I hated it.
14 million times.
Yeah,
They
that was a bit
won
much.
once.
That was a bit much, but I get it. Okay.
Which do they
Like,
even really win? Because
that's not the one.
We won't know that till the next movie if they actually won.
True.
Well, when he died, he said, "This is the only way," because he knew he had to die.
Right.
Or
he had to give it up and die to set them on the path for that feature to happen. Having said that, I don't know why you hated that fight. That was one of the fights that showed with a proper plan and real coordination,
you could still fuck it up.
they could.
Fuck you, Star-Lord.
No,
Fuck
not
you.
even that. Like, I get that, right? That whole part of it, I understand. He was upset.
I understand, but I don't get it.
His boo
No.
thing died.
No.
Fucking cut his arm off. Alex,
I
Bingo.
do agree with that.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know
Mantis
what?
has
If Deadpool
him.
was in it, he would fucking just cut his arm off. He would have won so fast.
Yeah.
Deadpool would have ended this movie so fucking fast.
Wait, are we saying that Deadpool could kill the Marvel Universe?
Yes, we are.
And
Oh,
I
by
think
the way-
he's actually canon in this because in the Deadpool movie they fight on one of the crashed ships. So maybe
Nuh-uh.
That did come to my
Oh
mind.
yeah,
They
true.
fight on a helicopter. Yeah.
Hang on.
they fight
Back
on
up.
Helicopter.
That did come to my mind because Doctor Strange used one of his portals to, was it
He
decapitate
cut
him?
that guy's arm off.
Yeah.
He cut the buff guy's arm off.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
something.
so it looked like foreshadowing something that was about to happen at that moment.
Yeah.
Can just cut Thanos' arm off.
Although
They
in
had
my
it there
mind,
and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pull it
in
off."
my mind, I'm like, maybe they can't cut his arm off because he's wearing the gauntlet.
No,
like,
it-
just
No,
stand there.
okay.
He
let-
knew
let's-
that wouldn't work. He knew that the only way to make this work was for him to get the time stone and everybody and half the universe to die.
Iron Man did it
Okay.
though. That motherfucker made his arm into a sword with nanobots and fucking stabbed somebody.
Which
in
the
movie.
nanobots-
Here's my
Yo.
point though. Again, my point is this: as long as his arm was in the gauntlet, you could physically damage his body, and he could just will it back together again.
Yo, but
Even though it was
here's the
separated
thing.
from him, theoretically, I would imagine he could still do it.
can
The
snap his
Mantis
fingers.
is controlling his mind, right?
Speaking of which, hello.
Why doesn't she just control the gauntlet or what he controls?
No,
with
she
the
doesn't
gauntlet?
control his
On
mind.
top
She,
of that,
she was trying.
She can sedate
Okay.
you. That's what she
okay,
does.
Yeah.
but on
Doesn't
top of
control
that,
people.
right?
She sedates
You've got her sedating, right? You've got Drax holding him down. You've got two guys with fucking mech suits. One of which, Brandon or Tank made a good point, turns his arm into a fucking sword. The other one has 4 sharp-ass legs. You can't take that motherfucker's arm off?
Yeah, they could have cut his arm off multiple times.
I still don't.
Not even just. This
I
fight,
agree
like,
they could have,
throughout
but
the
I'm
whole
not
movie.
convinced cutting his arm off would have
Shit,
actually.
cut him A little bit.
Well, they made it a thing that he
Cut
had
him
to
a
close-
little bit.
He had to close his fingers to make it work.
Activate. Yeah.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
Iron Man stopped him from closing his hand, and that was a big scene. Like, they did it multiple times.
Yeah. Okay. Can't take the gauntlet off. I get that. Take the fucking stones out.
I feel like that would be harder than taking just chopping.
Yeah, right?
Chopping his arm
Once they're
off.
on the gauntlet, they're there.
Yeah.
Check it out, dude.
I'm
That
pretty
gauntlet was built by the dwarves. It wasn't like he just molded that stuff somewhere. That was something built by the dwarves. That's a powerful device itself. The gauntlet itself. It's not going to just release the stone. So
Yeah,
I feel like they had to take that gauntlet physically off of him, not just cut his arm off.
Well, then if
It
I
to
was
actually-
Thanos, I would be like, yo, when I put this gauntlet on, you're going to set it to where some little fucking 16-year-old can't just slide it off my hand, okay?
I think he did.
Like, that's going to be fail-safe.
They did because he was half asleep and they couldn't take it off. There was something going on
they
there.
got it almost. It was like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
but again,
all-
think
it was
about it.
off.
The nature. Here's my point. The nature of a glove. If you have it even anywhere
hands one.
partially moved, once the fingers are disengaged, gloves typically come off.
Yeah, unless
In
you're
this
O.J.
case,
Simpson.
for some reason, there's something about the gauntlet. It was attached to the guy. They couldn't take it off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you cut his arm off, he can't close his hand. That was a recurring theme, to make sure he can't close his hand to do anything. That's how they got that far in that fight.
Guys,
If you would just cut his fucking arm off.
if the glove doesn't
got
fit,
past
you
all
must
this.
have quit, okay? So, that fight scene I thought was good.
Yeah, I would have
It
put the glove
showed-
on and just fucking killed everybody.
It shows some serious coordination, man. By the
That's
way,
being a good.
Thanos hitting Tony Stark with a moon.
That
I
shit
heard
was-
I heard about that from the San Diego Comic-Con trailer, but I never saw it. So like when he did it, I was like, oh shit.
Like he
See,
just
that's what
grabs
I'm
the
saying.
moon, crushes the thing.
Final destination
Yeah.
for the main three. Like,
Right.
oh shit, Iron Man just got hit with the moon. Oh shit, he just got stabbed in the fucking chest. Still
By the
doesn't
way,
fucking die.
In as
Are you
much as
joking?
I am super impressed with the way the nano suit comes out,
Dude, the nanosuit, the nanobots were fucking cool.
but I am not a fan of nano suits for Iron Man. I'm not even a fan of nano suits at all because the way those things just keep this is just me, but the way those things just keep, like, this part fails, that part fails, it's like you're vulnerable in so many different spots at the same time. Like that just freaks me out. Like I just think, like, no, not a nano suit, dude. Some kind of
Speaking of nanosuits, Big Hero 6 is coming out with another movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Called
dude.
Big Hero
That's
7.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I
okay.
fucking love that movie.
Big Hero 7 sequel.
Why would it be
Right,
Big
right.
Hero
Oh,
7?
damn it.
They got one more person. Same reason it was Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13.
That's true. Which Ocean's 8 looks fucking stupid.
I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
I'm
Ocean's
not
8.
gonna-
Shut
I'm not
up.
gonna go see that shit.
Back up.
Anyway,
It looks great.
So now we are looking at the
Jump to the end.
Goons. Yeah, goons from Thanos trying to.
I'm sorry.
still get
Are
the
we not
time
going to
stone
talk
from
about how
Vision.
stupid Star-Lord was? Like, for real?
We did.
No,
Yeah,
you
he
said
was dumb.
you see it, you understand, and then we moved on. I'm like, no, dude.
We
that
don't.
was,
We don't have time. We don't have time to cover. All
okay,
these
fine.
things.
All I want to say is that was totally
Star-Lord-
out of character. I feel like they dropped the ball with Peter Quill there. I'm like, that's not a thing.
I don't think it was out of character.
He's a
Sucks.
very emotional guy.
He
Yeah.
is,
Most of his shit
but
is
still,
because of
I don't
him.
know. That's just
Dude, he thought Footloose was the best movie. Okay, next.
No,
So-
it was
This
never
is
the
the
best
shit.
movie.
So at the end, we're looking at Wakanda getting attacked by the goons from Thanos, trying to get Vision Stone. This shit
Yeah.
looked just like Starship fucking Troopers.
Oh, yes. That is awesome.
okay.
I love
is
that
it
movie.
not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Fucking
agree. I
Starship
just,
Troopers with superheroes, and I fucking
Hell yeah.
loved it.
Hell yeah.
I loved every second of it. Shit was sick.
It's like, yo,
We got to see War Machine and Falcon fucking shit up. Love those guys.
yo, Cap and
Fucking
Black Panther are
awesome.
so fucking fast. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
They're like
I
tandem
love
fight
the fact
shit.
Marvel takes so much
So good,
attention to
dude.
detail. Like in the Civil War movie where Cap is running after
Yeah.
Bucky, and Black Panther's Black Panther's running after Bucky, and Cap is chasing him. Those guys are just running past cars on the freeway, right? And I'm like, okay, that's impressive. To see them do it again, like they didn't waste time and have them run side by side. Nah, we're faster than y'all. Catch up.
Full out.
Like, yes, that was great.
No, but see, like that's the thing is like it wasn't just to show off, right? That's their power set. That's my point. They are the leaders.
My point.
So that's their
leaders.
character.
It's the leader point.
Yes, they're leaders, but my point
that's
is
their powers. Yes,
I love the fact that Marvel did not forget that, and they put it in there, every detail.
I love it. It showed me their mentalities.
That's also true.
They're the leaders.
Right.
Black Panther is the leader for Wakanda.
They won't hurt my people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America is the leader of the ragtag Avengers, and they both went in first. That is a huge thing for military leaders. Is like way back in the day, if you went in first,
right?
Yeah, if you charge first, all of your people come in behind you, and it builds that. That
confidence,
right?
Yeah.
That confidence,
confidence, respect,
Jon Snow, even.
Love, everything,
and they respect you, and they go to fight for you. And when they both took off like that, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And they went right in, boom, boom, boom. Just, oh, dude, it was.
They brought everything back,
good,
man.
So good.
Okay, he's like, "Yo, how much you want for that gun? It's not for sale. How much you want for that arm? It's not for sale. I'm gonna get me that arm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that arm. I'm gonna get that arm.
Oh my God.
But wait, you're jumping ahead. That's when Thor shows up.
You're right. That's right. Thor shows up.
When Winter Soldier picks up Rocket and they're both shooting at the same time. God, that was good. Okay, so then Thor shows up after they break through
right
the
when
fields.
Wakanda starts losing.
Yeah.
Thor now controls the friggin' Bifrost by himself. He can do it by himself. Yeah. He's good. He can show up anywhere.
Thor is ridiculous, and he shows up with Groot, which I think Groot was underplayed in this movie, but that fight scene, Groot was tight.
Yeah,
Groot was
this is
awesome.
my friend Tree.
Yeah, Rabbit and Tree.
And I also love that. I love that he got the axe and not another hammer.
That's true.
Yes,
because the rumors were going around that he was getting another hammer. So,
well, there was a hammer.
I forget what's this hammer. What's this axe called again?
I don't know.
I don't remember the name of it, but
I forget.
I love the
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. Yeah,
Stormbreaker.
It could be an axe or a hammer. And I was like, that's so sick.
Yeah,
and it's long, like it's a long handle. It's not like it's like an actual war hammer, not like a I'm gonna be a blacksmith hammer.
Right.
Yeah, that's just cool. He comes through. They start wrecking shop.
And I like the fact that they also brought his power sets back from Ragnarok. He shows up, just boom.
Like, what do you
buff as hell, just blasting people.
Yeah.
So all of this shit is happening. Thanos shows up. And you cannot stop this motherfucker.
Nope.
Like, everyone is trying. Thor actually buries the axe in Thanos.
Yeah, should have gone for the head.
Should have gone for the fucking arm.
Yeah, right?
Just saying. That definitely would have taken.
Tank, I think we have a title for this episode.
Should have gone for the arm.
Should have gone for the arm.
Just saying.
Infinity War. Ellipsis.
Definitely could have taken his arm off right there.
Infinity War, ellipsis. Check it out, Tank. Infinity War, ellipsis. Should have gone for the arm, dude.
And he just
should have gone for the arm, dude.
So for the neck, bitch, take the arm off.
Takes out Thor, right? And of all the things he does, Captain America's to me was I felt that in my fucking face. Like, I watched this guy beat the shit out of Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Captain America with his normal human bones right to the face.
Not normal human bones.
Not normal super soldier human bones, but still looks like a human. He must have been that face shield of a beard must be real good.
To tell you the truth, when I first saw that, I was like, so that's how they kill Cap.
Yeah.
That's how hard that punch was. I was like,
it was.
He's dead.
Like,
Yeah.
So it wasn't just me. That was a hard hit.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a
also,
very
like,
hard knock you down hit. But at the same time, is it just me?
Music.
Is it just
Oh,
me?
yeah.
Is it just me, or did you at that point where Thanos is fighting these guys? It's like Thanos at the beginning is very clinical. Then from the point where he loses Gamora, there's almost a sadness to what he's doing. Like the scene where he's fighting Cap, the look on his face.
It comes back.
He's almost like, is it worth it?
Well, exactly. Well, so it comes back. When he's,
That's my point. My point is the whole thing was to show, like he's almost fighting out of pity.
Well, because like, it comes back. She asks him. She's like, how much did it cost? And then like, was it worth it? So like,
baby Gamora,
right?
And that has actually spawned a theory. Some people are like, she was probably absorbed. Like the thing is, you give her up, but her essence. She's absorbed into.
She is the
Soul
Stone.
Stone.
Right,
Yes,
Soul Stone, yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So, that scene was fucking tough. And then, well, see, that's the thing is he
finally gets the stone from Vision.
Did you see how much
Pity
power?
Take over. Yeah.
Did you see how much power he exerted with that finger snap?
Well, like so.
Like, did you see the impact, the effect on him?
Okay, so before the snap,
It was a Beyonce snap, dude.
Scarlet Witch kills Vision. Destroys the stone, the Mind Stone. Kills Vision. Thanos brings Vision back to life.
No, he goes, "My child, I understand. I understand."
Yeah.
And then he just reverses
back
everything.
to life. Then knocks away Scarlet Witch. Like,
bitch slapped her like a motherfucker.
Which that alone, that small part shows that he has no remorse for anything that she's going through. Like, yeah, he said, "I understand," but if he really cared and was like, "Oh, I feel pity for her,"
it wasn't pity.
He would have knocked her away first and then brought Vision back, letting her think, "I didn't just kill him for no reason."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he let her watch.
Right. I don't think it's
he's a fucking psycho.
He's a psychopath, but at the same time, in his mind, is like, "Oh, my dear, I understand." But he doesn't really care. He's like, "You're still gonna feel the pain of what I'm gonna do." He doesn't care for you. He understands. That's all. Man. And also, he was being pragmatic, man, because her power set could actually kind of mess stuff up. So he like, "I've done this before she can do anything. Nope, stop."
He should have knocked her out first before bringing Vision back to life. Whatever.
That's your opinion.
That's what I would have done. No, that's because she could have destroyed one of the stones in his hand.
It took a long time to destroy the stone.
Knock that bitch out. Knock that bitch out. She's got too much power. Knock that bitch out. So then he snaps, and everything changes. Now, this is where I think that they took everyone's thoughts, because a lot of people were thinking like us, and when they said no one has any idea what's going to happen, they meant it.
No one saw it.
Like, literally, if you watch our other show on the Avengers, we said these people will live for sure.
Spider-Man.
First people dead.
Black Panther. These guys are going to live for sure.
Can we point out that every time Spider-Man is actually faced with death, it makes everyone in the room want to fucking cry?
Forget one fact. I was crying.
Fun fact about
He's good.
That scene, he improvised that scene. The Russo brothers were basically like, "Hey,
no way."
Yeah, the Russo brothers were literally like, "Hey, he doesn't want to die," and then he's like, "Okay," and took it, and like all of that stuff with like, "I'm sorry," and "I don't want to go." All of that was that was all Tom Holland. But also think about this too. He has the Spidey sense, so he could sense the death of half the universe before it happened. So not only does he realize he's about to die, he's literally feeling half of the universe dying, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, I think it really.
I don't think his Spidey sense works that way.
No.
It doesn't detect danger to others.
It detects danger to himself,
him.
But the MCU, they have heightened it. Like, I read something about it where he feels something. It's a weird thing, but that Tom Holland scene was like, people were crying.
There were several people crying in my theater.
Yeah, it's
It
the same
wrecks
as when he
a
was
lot of
getting
people,
crushed in the
man.
Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
Like they
Nah.
really go
In the
to
Spider-Man
highlight
movie,
that
you're like,
he is,
oh my god,
Okay,
oof.
they really go to highlight that he is a 16-year-old trying to do the job
Play
of
with the adults.
Yeah, and everybody else when they die, they just kind of look at someone. They're like, "Yep, I knew this was coming when I signed up." And he's like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't. I don't understand what's happening.
Damn, dude.
I'm a kid still."
I don't want to go.
Every
scene
time
was
he gets
gripping.
faced with something like that, it's crazy.
I don't think there's a theater in the world where everybody wasn't like, shocked out of their seats. Like,
if you ask Kelsey, the last 10 minutes of that movie, I was just like mouth open.
Dude, it's
no way.
Crazy.
Like, and one scene that tricked me was the Black Panther, where he walked over.
Right.
And he said, "This is not how, it's no time to die today."
Yeah. Okay.
And then he fades away.
Get up. Don't.
Not her.
That was. Right. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
I thought she was gonna go.
Whoa. Yeah. I thought he was gonna reach for her, and she fades away. He faded away, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!"
No, dude. When Warhammer was trying to find a Falcon or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
That
dude.
shit was sad too.
that shit. Oh my god.
So,
because he never even found him. He didn't even know what happened to him. He was like behind the bush. He was just like still looking. I was like,
and like
that scene
Falcon was down, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was laying down
hurt.
behind like a bush.
Yeah, he was hurting.
Thanos like backhanded him out of the sky or something. Like when he like came at him or something, he like hit him, and he just crashed.
So
I remember.
Here's the devil's advocate to that scene. Do you think it made sense, or do you think it may have been a waste to kill off characters we know have sequels? We know they're not. You're not going to make $1 billion off Black Panther and then kill him off. We know Spider-Man has like 6 movies in his contract. Why kill those characters off?
Because they can kill off Spider-Man, because Spider-Man movies can technically just be Sony movies and not MCU. Now, we don't know if there's another Black Panther movie. We don't.
We do.
Now, it made money.
We do. I don't agree with Hank's reason, but we already do. They've already announced the sequel. So
yeah, but it could be a prequel. We don't know.
Oh, snap, dude.
We don't know right now. But I don't think it's the end for a lot of the characters. For some of them. So here's my grand scheme and what I think. I don't know. No one knows. But what I think is the 3, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, whoever's left, right? They're going to make a deal somehow to reverse it.
Yeah.
So
that's what
Spider-Man, Black Panther, all these people come back.
Deal.
And they leave.
Because it is the
deal with
original Avengers group who is left alive.
Right.
And I don't think that's coincidence. The oldest cast.
So they will pretty much have to sacrifice themselves
to bring new blood back.
And that is
and that happens.
The trigger pull, that is Gamora, that is like all of these things that Brandon's been saying all show. Hey, you're having to make a sacrifice. That's the ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
The original team sacrifices themselves to bring everyone else back. Now, I'm thinking it's not just the other half. I'm thinking it's everyone else. They're going to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah.
So that's my theory. My question, how does this tie to Marvel canon? Defenders, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So
will this finally get rid of Danny Rand?
Deadpool.
Yes.
Finally get rid of Danny Rand.
Yes.
So the Shield is a good question. Like I'm on the season finale of last season, and I started it on Monday. Today's Wednesday.
Okay.
So in 3 days, I've watched an entire season of Shield to get caught up, because now I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen in Shield? So,
but
that's impressive.
I don't think the Netflix series are going to deal with this until after the second one. So I don't think they're going to be like, oh, all these people die, and then, like you were saying, these people sacrifice themselves and bring everybody back, and now we got to explain that too. They would take
time jump. That's all.
Yeah, they would take into consideration after all of the Infinity War of whatever happens in the next movie. That will be in the Netflix canon, or that will be in the Netflix series. But I don't think they're going to have this in between time in like 2 of the series, because those series only they don't come out with all 4 or 5 if you include Defenders or whatever in 1 year. Until the next movie or 2 years or whatever.
Speaking of canon, they released a new trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and there's no reference to anything that happened. So
there was no reference to Hawkeye either.
No. But see, Ant-Man and the Wasp could happen prior to Infinity War.
I mean, they weren't in Infinity War. Hawkeye wasn't in Infinity War.
They mentioned them saying they're doing it for their families.
They're somewhere.
Means Hawkeye is still around if he didn't disintegrate.
Right.
I'm hoping he didn't, and they just copped out like, oh, now we don't have to worry about it. But the Ant-Man theory, right? I think this movie is going to be prior to Infinity War, because they said Scott is out due to his family.
My only problem with that is the only movie in the MCU that's truly a prequel is Captain America. Otherwise, every single movie has basically taken place after the next one.
True.
So it's just weird. I don't know. We won't know until later this year when Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out. But it was very weird that in the new trailer that they waited to release to right after Infinity War doesn't reference anything.
There's nothing weird about that.
Why would you reference it in the trailer if you don't want to give away spoilers?
Exactly. So first off, we have no idea what to expect. I think Marvel has they've definitely shown us that they can sucker punch everybody.
Yeah. I mean,
but having said that, I think what's going to happen in the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie is going to inform what happens in the Netflix movies. Like, they're going to either have this happen before or simultaneously, but one way or the other, something's going to happen in this movie that explains everything. It's possible that they could have at the end game of this kind of dovetail into what happens in Infinity War. They could do that easy. They could end Ant-Man with one of them disappearing. They could do that. So, they could do that.
Well,
but the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has always historically kind of gone simultaneously.
In the Winter Soldier, when Hydra destroys S.H.I.E.L.D., that directly affected the show.
Which is my point. But everything that happens in the movie always affects Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The Netflix, the whole series, the very first episode, it was all right after the event in New York. It's all tied in. Like, everything is tied in.
It is. My point is this. Right. With regards to this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. always jumps off the resolution of the main movie. Yeah. But in this case, it's not resolved.
You'll think I'm going to wait after the next.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
So
I know why they changed the name.
What's that?
Of what?
It's not Infinity Wars 2, it'll be New Avengers, and it'll be Ant-Man, Wasp.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
You know what they should do?
Post credit for a second, because we've already.
They should go bold and call it Great Lakes Avengers.
We gotta wrap this up, but
why?
Post credit, because we're way over. Yeah. And post credit scene, Captain Marvel. If you didn't stay to watch it,
so tight.
Yeah. Captain Marvel will be in the next movie.
Yep. And so they even said Thanos will return too, if you saw at the very end.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But yeah, so Captain Marvel, which we get at the beginning of next year, before Infinity War Part 2 or whatever the fuck they're going to call it.
So, all right,
Venom.
Guys.
Venom's not part of the MCU.
It's not.
It says
that movie is coming out.
It's a Marvel property, but it's not part of the MCU.
Yeah, it's a Sony movie, so no.
Sam.
Anyway,
Spider-Man.
No.
All right, guys. All right, let's last thoughts on where they can find you. Tank.
Yep, you guys can find me all over the internet at the Cape Critic, just with face palming because I don't know what this movie means for anything. For Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Part 2, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Netflix. I don't know. I literally left that theater with my mouth just on the ground. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Really? I left that theater a little annoyed, and thank God Nick Fury made me laugh because if he didn't do if that didn't happen, I swear I was so pissed off and just emotionally twisted. Then the whole sequence of him going, "Oh mother," and then dropping that made everybody in the theater laugh. So, and you can catch me on Twitter. I'm at NuruJ, NURUJAY.
Brandon.
You can catch me on Craigslist at bmiller425. That's about the only place I am selling used cars and hopes for future Marvel movies.
Damn. All right, you guys can find me Houdini0333. Yeah, I've got nothing. Like that movie was a great movie. It was awesome, but like right after all of our thoughts, like I'm just done thinking about movies now. They're just like, fuck you. So hey, you can catch all of us at TheNerdsFromWork. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and your iTunes, which is where a lot of you are finding us. Congratulations. Please leave us a 5-star review on there. It really helps us out. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at NerdsFromWork. Send us an email at TheNerdsFromWork@gmail.com. Hey, from all of us here at the workplace, peace.